My 24M girlfriend, 24F, is unusually buying new bras and panties. Over the last 2.5 weeks my GF has bought close to 9 new pairs of lingerie. This is unusual because she bought some 7 new pairs somewhere at the beginning of April. Now I don't mind a girl buying new lingerie, but this is unusual. She had close to 40 new pairs of lingerie, a count which keeps on decreasing every other day. Now I take out trash every given day, and I've observed that she hasn't thrown her old lingerie and trash over past 1 week, while there's no trace of it anywhere in our apartment. And yet she is missing 4 or 5 pairs from our common closet. She seems to act pretty normal, there's no dent in her daily routine. But it boggles me why she is on this lingerie shopping spree. It's not like she is amassing a stockpile of lingerie. Her lingerie count is somewhat unchanged from the time before this madness. I couldn't find trace of her old lingerie. Am I being paranoid? Am I missing something here feminine that's otherwise normal? Should I ask her anything about it? TLDRGF buying new lingerie every few days, while leaving no trace where she threw her old ones. Update, I might ask her while we drive down to the train station in next 30 minutes. We'll keep you guys posted. Update 2, alright, I chatted with her while driving. I started off by asking her directly as you/fight Maxmaster suggested. She said something like she hasn't been feeling good about her underwear fitting, old and new, while at work. So she has taken a new vow: if she finds any underwear incredibly uncomfortable, she will throw it off immediately. I asked her I haven't noticed any in our trash, maintaining my casual tone, and she said since we spend most our daytime at work she disposes it off in her workplace bin and carries pair of change underwear, like most women do. I even said to her jokingly, "Oh, I was worried you were sealing your undies on eBay or something," just to get some kind of an answer, and she oohed my remark. Do women do that at work or get rid of their old undies when they find it uncomfortable like this? I could really use your insight on this. TBH, we moved together at the beginning of this year and this is the first time I've moved in with a girl, in a relationship. I don't know what else I could do, since she has made it clear she drops it off in work trash and has shown no intention/fetish to sell it online. But overall, I tried to make this conversation as just out of curiosity as I could. Update 3, this is way too overwhelming. I am heading back home and taking a day off. I know I might be overreacting, but somehow it just doesn't sound right. The conversation we had an hour ago. Might talk to her again during her lunch break. Update 4, seriously guys, thank you. I've been glued to my phone all morning long, except driving back home. It took me a lot of self-convincing to gather clues for a possibility that my GF might be selling it online. Back at home, we have place to archive open mails, receipts, bills and other important documents except for our social and other personal items. There were 6 receipts in total, 2 from Victoria's Secret and 3 from Target and 1 from Macy's. Against my rough counting, she had amassed some 28-30 pairs of new lingerie, including the one at the beginning of April. 2 of these receipts had Karen's name on it, my GF's elder sister. I believe Karen has some kind of rewards card from Versus. That itself accounts for 40% of her new purchases. Till now I thought she had probably purchased 15 pairs, give or take. I don't want to invade her privacy by sneaking her bank statements, because that would be a bit over the line. I cannot believe that she spent $1,100 plus on lingerie over past 45 days. That by itself is so effing unusual. It's also odd that she hasn't paid using our red card at Target. We have Target app on our phones. I am calling my brother over to get some clarity. I don't know if it would be right to log into her laptop and see her browsing history to confirm if she's selling her underwear online. I am just numbed ATM. Update 5, I spoke to my brother and saw some of your comments. I've decided to confront her in person when she's back home. I don't want to take any chances or let any form of miscommunication trigger chain reactions for questions that might be unwarranted to her. Update 6, you know you have one of those days when all the hell breaks loose, and this was one for me. I skipped lunch break phone call in hopes I can talk to my GF when she gets back home. Spoke to Karen and her mom in the meantime to ensure if she isn't in some kind of financial mess or other kind of trouble. But it takes one effing truth to destroy it all. You guys, my GF saw this post at work and she immediately knew it was me posting it here. I didn't realize this, leaving rest of her day off. Some 4 hours ago my GF confessed that she was sleeping with some guy she met at her work gym. Since the beginning of March. Fuck me. She met this guy at her work gym some 8 months ago. This guy is not even from her workplace. He works at this other startup, in a different building of this corporate park. She said things got all heated up late February after one afternoon. I effing though she stopped going to gym owing to her hectic schedule after her promotion late November. But there she was, going to gym all along. From the day she started sleeping with this guy, she told her coworkers she has switched gyms across the street. I haven't even cared to ask where they did it. The missing underwear, this is so messed up. Sick. She had this realization midway in March that this was wrong. I don't know why I never saw this side of her, but she began buying new underwear and throwing it off as some effing guilt ritual. She said she couldn't get off that guilt of wearing the same underwear in bed with me as she worn hours earlier sleeping with that MF. Do you know how disgusting that feels? Who effing does this, throw underwear because you want TP dust off guilt from having it worn during sex with a guy you've met and barely known? I was stand still, but I held up for the moment. She says she was confused and that she has backed away from this guy's advances since past 1 week. I don't believe any word of it. In fact, I don't think I want to believe what she said. Also, the tossing her underwear at workplace was an excuse, yes. Because back then I was driving and she didn't know how to react or what to say. So she made that excuse up. And here I was worrying whole day what it could be. I later called Karen because we were both emotionally drained. I didn't even wait a bit after she arrived. Even Karen was shocked by the ramble. She later called me, because I had already left them in our apartment. It took me a while to get my thinking right and call my brother. I'll be crashing at his house for now. Honestly, I don't even want to see her face ever. How can someone lie so perfectly? How can someone be so cold that they show no emotional change or discomfort when sleeping with two people? WTF, she slept with me hours after she slept with that idiot? And throwing underwear was her means to get over that guilt. I don't understand her anymore. When she said it was all carnal, I didn't even know she believed in notion of sleeping around with people for physical needs. She said she still loves me and this was just something that made her feel good. I don't even know what to interpret of that. Honestly, I think my thoughts are all over the place. But thank you, I don't know if I could have known about this if it wasn't for this post. It was after dinner did I realize that was trending on this sub, and this post made her take the midday train back home. I have so many questions. Part of me wants to see her again just to make sure she is alright. Part of me doesn't want to see her ever again. I have so many questions, but I just avoided her by walking downstairs in no time. I had to ask my brother and his wife to pick some stuff off from home. Shit, this is all messed up. Update 7, 24M, 24F, I owe this sub a lot. I have taken sick leave today. I just wanted to say a huge thanks people who have commented to my post from yesterday. I wanted to let you guys know that I have read each and every comment up until late last night. If it wasn't for your awesome responses, I would have never even dared to ask her about her behavior in first place, or she would have never come back home early to confront me about this. After viewing that post on Reddit, I was able to get some sleep. Yes, I'm at my brother's place, while she is staying with Karen, who is her sister BTW. Karen reached out to me late last night and asked if we could meet early morning at a coffee shop and chat. So I did. We talked a lot about what happened yesterday. Since she partly confided in Karen about why she did what she did, here are some key takeaways. She doesn't know why she began sleeping with this guy in first place. It just happened. She feels terribly sorry for what she did to me and hopes we can work things out. She has already broken up with that guy a week ago. She felt it was wrong and there's no excuse for it. She asked Karen to buy stuff from Versus using Karen's CC because she felt it would be awkward to explain it to me if we were to review her finances. We used to do that together to cut her expenses and pay up aggressively towards her student loans. She claimed that sex with this guy was completely carnal and that there were no feelings or affection involved. She said she got lured by this because her new responsibilities were way too overwhelming for her. But again, she maintained that she didn't know why she started sleeping with this guy in first place. I don't think I want to know who this guy is or whether it was him or her who made the first move. Thinking about it is so effing depressive. I should have noticed how she was able to maintain her body in spite quitting gym late last year. That being said, I still don't understand what must have made her impulsively sleep with that guy and jeopardize our relationship in first place. I think I'm gonna eventually weigh in those reasons before I decide as to what to do next. I have been trying to assess if I could have picked up any cues that are otherwise typical to a cheater. And it's so strange that she hadn't had any of those characteristics. I mean, the fact that she confessed she was able to convince her coworkers that she goes to gym across the street instead of using the free gym at her workplace by itself is so infuriating. I don't think I would have ever doubted her cheating on me, because you don't see those cliched staying late after work or texting someone constantly symptoms when she was around at home. I think if I try to understand what made her to get in bed with this guy, I'll just get myself deeper down the rabbit hole. Karen also said that even she couldn't truly understand what was going in her head when she decided to have this fling with a completely unknown guy and put our relationship at stake. Though Karen did make a full disclosure that my GF once cheated on a guy as a teenager back in high school and things turned out ugly back then. I was a bit surprised since I didn't know this before. We both knew our relationship and our dating history midway in our relationship, but not this. That was quite a long time ago. And BTW, Karen is a sweet lady. She even wrote each of us a letter before we guys moved in together. This is so ironic. I lurk on Reddit via my main account to get updates on r/Apple and r/Macos, while my GF used to thoroughly read r/Tukes chromosomes. She would sometimes read out a post here and there, asking me what do I think about some post on Reddit from a guy's perspective, entailing into one of those small talks. Little did I know that our life would be one of those relationship questions, to be a topic for small talk amongst other Redditors or couples here online. Nonetheless, I truly appreciated your responses. I would have dragged this thing for days or even weeks, getting more and more worried and obsessed about my GF behavior. See, when you move in together, no one ever tells you what boundaries to set and what things to avoid. I think I made a mistake there. Maybe I should have checked on her time and again to see if something had been bothering her at work. I think first time living with someone that aren't your parents or drunk dudes back from college is always awkward and wonderful at the same time. Don't take it as an advice but as a takeaway from my ill-fated experience. Just ask your so time and again if he or she has anything to share that's bothering him or her. I know this sounds like a dumb thing to ask, but when you are new in a relationship or have upped your relationship status, we tend to worry more about getting the dynamics of relationship or new arrangement right, instead of worrying about feelings of that person. I expected that we might get bored of each other one fine day as we grew older and I might end up buying candles at Target to spice things up, but not this. When she was drained back from work after her promotion, before we moved in, I seriously thought it would be better if I give her own time and not bring work talk during dinners or when we hung out together. Little did I realize that this could have made her look for comfort elsewhere. I can also affirm that I have been around her as long as she needed me, but I guess we were both busy complimenting each other in our apartment by who gets to do what to upkeep of our surroundings, groceries, social responsibilities, instead of just being in moment and listen to one another. I just picked up my car and got off from my meeting with Karen at coffee shop. I have the remainder of this weekend all to myself, while my brother and his wife have been incredibly supportive, although of getting myself checked into the first available counselor, even if that's just one time. I haven't told any of my friends or coworkers about it, so it's gonna be social life as usual, unless I come to a decision as to what to do next. It's like you are effing pissed off for having your trust shattered, but then you have need to walk through those broken pieces to get out of it, without getting yourself hurt. So now our apartment stays deserted while I figure out what to do next. Sorry for the ramble. But, thank you. Again. Edit. By no means I feel exactly the same for her like I did yesterday or while typing this post. I thought I still cared for her last night, but that gradually got replaced with rage and nausea even when I think about her. Don't worry, I'll be fine as time goes by. I have just confirmed appointment with a counselor and my PCP to get myself checked for anything fishy. The intent of this post was just to show deep gratitude for responses yesterday, and today as it seems. To any guy/gal reading this post in future, teetering between what to do next when you found out you were cheated by your GF/BF, read some of the comments down below. They might turn out to be truly insightful for you. And my counselor had already read my previous post before I had even checked into her office late afternoon yesterday. She referred to me as "You are the guy who posted about his GF's lingerie behavior, right?" Few minutes into our session. Man, it seems everyone on Reddit likes to lurk on this sub. I'm okay though, feeling better. Just a bit insomniac. And regarding our home, I spoke to the leasing office and they said under the circumstances,